Somerville, Massachusetts, a part of Greater Boston, was a victim of British provocation when the Redcoats stole the settlers' supply of gunpowder from their powder house in 1774. Today, Union Square is the scene of a huge celebration of the invention of Marshmallow Fluff by Archibald Querry in 1917, right here in the square. Somerville is the most densely populated city in New England, and in 2015, the city received the prestigious All-American City Award. Hi, what's your name?
Caitlin Dow.
And who are you with today?
Union Park Press. We published this book called Fluff by Mimi Graney, the founder of the Fluff Festival, for its 100th year anniversary.
What is a fluffernutter?
A fluffernutter is 2 pieces of bread smeared with peanut butter and some marshmallow fluff by Durkee Mower. Slapped together. There you go.
Great. Now, where is it most popular in the United States?
Definitely New England. A lot of people on the West Coast and down south have not heard of Fluff and do not know where to buy it from, so it's definitely a New England thing.
Is Durkee Mower the most popular brand of Marshmallow Fluff?
They make the original Marshmallow Fluff. There are other brands by Kraft and some other companies, but Durkee Mower is the official fluff producer.
And where do they make it?
In Lynn, Massachusetts.
Thank you.
Sure.
The ingredients that go into the making of Marshmallow Fluff are corn syrup, sugar syrup, vanilla flavor, and egg whites. Mr. Querry began selling the product in Union Square, house to house, but he was soon bought out by 2 candy makers in Lynn, Massachusetts, a Mr. Durkee and a Mr. Mower. The product has been manufactured in their Lynn plant ever since.
All items. There we go. So look for Mike in the crazy outfit. Or someone right around the side of the stage. He said he's walking over now.
Fluffernutters, 1 for 3, 2 for 5. Rice Krispies, small for 1, large for 3. Come support Somerville High School Music Department. Whoop whoop! Woo! Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Your words at the door, then the street box down, let out a roar. Oh yeah, oh yeah, really long. Oh yeah, I want to don't say that the whole really. Trouble day, pass a good time. Family and friends are all intertwined. A Cajun tradition that never grows old. When the bad times go, let the good time roll. Oh yeah, oh wrong. Oh yeah, happy. I lost it all, say let the thunder roll.
now we're going to move from Somerville to Lynn, Massachusetts to meet the owner of the Marshmallow Fluff Company. Okay, sir, what is your name?
John Durkee.
John Durkee.
Yes.
And what is your job here?
I do many things here. Shipper, treasurer, accounting, things like that. Pretty much everything. It's a small family-owned business, so you have to do pretty much everything.
And you do own the building.
Yes.
That's good. Can you give me a little bit of the history of the Durkee Mower Company?
Sure. Back in 1917, 1918, my grandfather, H. Allen Durkee, and his high school friend, Fred Mower, were coming back from World War I, and they were making hard candies, and I believe they were looking for something to supplement that business. And they met up with a gentleman by the name of Archibald Query, who had invented Marshmallow Fluff around that time. Not sure exact date on that. I believe it's around 1917. And got together with him to form a partnership in the making and producing and selling of Marshmallow Fluff.
Now, one little pause here is both of those gentlemen went to, what was it, to Swampscott High School, is that right?
That is correct, yes.
And that's right next door to you, to Lynn.
Yes, it is.
Okay, very good.
So yes, the original factory was actually down the street a couple hundred yards in Swampscott when they first started out.
Okay, I grew up in Lynn, West Lynn, so I was born in Lynn. I'm quite familiar with the factory as a company. You guess what I had for lunch yesterday?
I hope it's a fluffernutter.
I did. I had a fluffernutter for lunch. Now I went to Somerville a couple of weeks ago.
To the Fluff Festival, yeah.
And do you have anything to do with that, or is it something completely separate?
It's entirely separate. It's entirely run by the Union Square people in Somerville. They've been doing it for, I think, 10 years now. About the extent we get involved in is we do donate them some Marshmallow Fluff for the festival, for their contests, their recipe contests, and all their other exploits that they do with it. And also, this year we donated some shopping bags as prizes for the winners of said contests.
Do you know how much money that your ancestors paid to get the license to run this for Marshmallow Fluff?
Well, the recipe, my grandfather and Mr. Moore put in $500.
That was quite a heck of a bargain.
Back in the day, but then to get the trademark was a little bit of a different story. They filed for the trademark, I think, sometime around 1929, only to find out that another company had preceded their use of the name.
Oh.
And they got in contact with that company, and they came up with an agreement to which Durkee Moore paid this other company a certain amount, and the agreement was they would both use the trademark name, but they were different products. So we were selling directly to grocery chains, and this other company was selling to what do you call it? I'm sorry, I'm going blank on the term. Soda fountains.
Oh yeah,
I guess would be what they were selling it to.
Right, in drugstores, yeah.
So soda fountains and drugstores, whereas we were selling it to supermarkets. They were different products. Their product would be would require some addition of water or something else to make it what it needed to be, whereas ours was ready to use.
I saw something on the internet about marshmallow cream. Is that exactly the same thing?
Well, marshmallow cream is just the generic term. Marshmallow Fluff is a marshmallow cream.
Okay, very good.
It's essentially the same thing, but they're made, different brands are made in different methods.
Now, tell me a little bit about the factory. How many people are working here?
All right, well, we have about 23 people total working here.
That's it?
That includes the office, the factory.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody, all the officers.
And where is Marshmallow Fluff sold the most?
We definitely sell the most amount of product in the Northeast United States, so New England, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Those would be the big areas. After that, down the eastern seaboard to Florida, we're pretty good. And in the Chicago, Wisconsin area is pretty strong. Once you get past the Mississippi River, though, you don't find us too often.
So no one in Los Angeles would know what a fluffernutter was.
They wouldn't know what a fluffernutter was per se, but there is one customer that does buy it out there. So maybe they're learning.
Maybe they're learning. Thank you, John. I really, really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
And that's all from Lynn, as we enjoy the sweet aromas emitting from this factory.